everyone, I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And it's time once again
to recommend things.
Today, Vince and I are recommending more things that we got on the Midwestern Panels trip at some of the comic book stores that we went to. And Vince, what would you like to recommend today?
Today I'd like to recommend breathing.
Oh, yeah, that was a thing that we did on the trip.
That's true. I'm not
That's
sure
the
if
thing we're doing right now.
Anywhere. Yeah. I think I might have had that beforehand, but, well, my hands came before breathing, I'll be honest with you.
You know, Vince, that's an involuntary kind of thing. Like, now that you got me thinking about it, I'm going to be all, like, you know, self-conscious about it.
Believe it or not, people when they exercise always forget to breathe. So today, it's a true thing. Well, not always, but most of them do.
It was a wonderful segue, Vince.
So now for something that has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I hope
so.
I'm recommending these magazines. They're really neat. They have little histories of the heroes in them. They tell you a little bit about their backstory, about what's happening currently as of this thing's made up. And these are kind of neat. Now let's recommend the real reason you buy those magazines.
Yep.
Because they come with a figure. Now, I think mine is a ceramic figure. I think. Resin or something. Because this isn't one of the chess collection. This is just the superhero collection. And they come with a nice big... This thing is about just a little bit taller than a comic book and just a little bit wider than a comic book. So there's lots of information in here. There's lots of nice art. So if you're collecting a particular character, this is a welcome addition. But again, who really cares? Because these things are such well-sculpted pieces. I've had people compliment this Blue Beetle. I have one of the superhero Blue Beetle or DC superhero collection or something like that. I have the action figure. And I have them sitting next to each other, and I've had about 3 people walk in and go, "Oh, nice Blue Beetle." I say, "Did you see the action figure behind it?" They're like, "Oh, I didn't notice that one." But it's bigger, so I'm being incoherent. I don't really care. The main point is that the paint job is great. They color it in the lines, so I was very pleased. It's so often when you get little hand-painted things, they look awful because
Vince, your standards are so high.
I'm telling you.
They got inside the lines.
There's a lot of little narrow lines. They're hard to put on there. So and the sculpt's good. So they have lots of intricate musculature on here that makes sense. It's not over muscled. These are fairly realistic looking pieces.
Yeah.
And
nice.
Like, look at the goggles. The goggles are just nice. It has these little flecks there of black paint, and then the yellow doesn't go too far outside the margin. It's nice.
Well, I think what's important to note about this too is we're used to looking at action figures which are painted by machines. These are hand painted.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least I would assume they look.
Well, I assume they are. Yeah. Hand painted. Official collector's edition. Oh, cast in lead. So this is a lead figure.
Lead. Yeah, I was going to say, as heavy as it was, I questioned you about resin. I was like, I don't think so. I think it's got to be something metallic.
I knew it was either the chess pieces or the this thing that was made in metal. Now yours says metallic resin, so it's technically resin.
Yeah, it's resin. But,
okay. Even if it is metallic.
So should we go to mine or?
Yeah. Let's go to your other guy who's holding something.
Where did you get yours?
The Source in Roseville,
Minnesota. Yeah. All right. So today I am going to show you something very similar to what Vince got, and I bought mine at Elite Comics here in town. That was the last store that we did. We bookended with Kansas stores. And this was something I'd had my eye on for a while, and it was my turn. So I got to pick up the Lex Luthor chess piece, and naturally he's a king, and he is holding a piece of kryptonite, and I think he's just great. This is, looking at him, he's very much kind of the, President Lex era. I think he's even got the... And I wish they'd done some more detail on it, but he's even got the Vote for Lex pin on his lapel, so it is the President Lex. Now that I'm looking at it, I didn't even notice that until just now. But that's the reason they put the President Lex on here, I think, because they've got so this is specifically President Lex, which makes it even kind of a little bit cooler. Just because I always really liked that era, I thought that was a really neat choice and something I liked a whole lot. You'd think by now he'd know not to hold kryptonite for very long at all, but. But anyway, so
well, he's cast in resin. He can't make much of a choice.
one of the rooms decorated in my house is our Death of Superman bathroom. You heard me right, Death of Superman bathroom. So we have things in my bathroom about Superman, but mostly about this specifically Death of Superman and things that can kill Superman. So I have a piece of kryptonite. I have a rock that is in nature the closest thing that looks like kryptonite sitting on my sink in there, and then now he sits next to the toothbrushes there, and just because I thought that would be fun, and so yeah, so we got Lex Luthor in the Death of Superman bathroom. So as I said, it's also got the magazine just like Vince's does, and there's a lot of different lines of these things going on right now. We've got the chess pieces, we've got the more kind of just sculptures, and then there's a lot of vehicles, and it's so like DC is doing it, Marvel's doing it, a lot of other places are doing it, and the lines are all very similar. So for each of them, you get like a really nice detailed thing. I think they're most of them are hand painted, and then you get these magazines that give you a bunch of information and stuff. I have been talking about Batmobilia for a long time now, or Batman Automobilia for a long time now. I really want to start that collection. There's going to be 80 of them when they're finished with it. I think they're still working on it, and I know it's a ton of Batmobiles, and it's like this too, where you get a Batmobile, and then and it's they're bigger than these, obviously, but you get this nice. You get this nice car, and then you get a magazine that comes with it. So I think all these collections are really cool that these are coming. I think they're super classy looking.
And to some extent, I always kind of question why I buy figures when I could just buy these guys.
Yeah,
because these are nice.
Well, it's not like you're getting them out and playing with them.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well.
I mean, if you ever have kids, you'll be kind of glad you bought some figures.
That's true.
You know, if you let them get them out and play with them, that's the thing that I've had. But as far as just collecting, yeah, it's kind of more fun to have stuff like this, really.
They're prettier.
But for the longest time, I don't think we had a lot of stuff like this.
That's a good point.
You know, like this is all kind of relatively recently. Yours is dated 09. I mean, like this stuff wasn't going on as much before. So like if you wanted like a really good kind of superhero sculpture, but you didn't want to pay a lot of money for it, it was going to be an action figure. It was going to be a nicely detailed action figure. These are not incredibly expensive. For what they are, they're painted, they're lead and resin, and they usually retail for anywhere between 15 and 20 a piece, which I think is quite reasonable for what they are.
Oh yeah, you can find some for 10 even. I mean,
oh yeah, sure.
It kind of depends on where you go. Those might be secondhand. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hang on, let me go find my brain.
But I'm just saying the regular retail price that is suggested is like $15-$20 for most of them, and they're different. Like with some of the lines, it's 20 across the board. Like the Batmobile line, it's 20 across the board. But those, they're like differently priced a lot of the time when I see them.
Oh yeah.
Now it might be that if you got a subscription, and I don't know that those do. I don't think those do subscriptions. But if they did, there might be a price across the board. But when you go to stores, like at the source, every one of them was a different price, and it might be because they've been around a while now, so some of them might be rarer than others, because that's like 5-6 years old now.
And a lot of the time, the plus-sized one, I think Man-Thing was pretty big, so
naturally those are going to be
comparison to this
two
guy.
or three times.
So that guy was like 25 or something to that effect, but still, 25 for a statue that size, and it's not that bad. It's fairly common. In fact, it kind of surprises me that you can get these things for 16, because I would expect at least 22.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I was surprised by the price for that one. So anyway, we got tons and tons of more really neat stuff from the trip to show you as the weeks wear on, and we will show you some more stuff from the trip next week. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince. I'm the Blue Beetle.
And I'm Lex Luthor.
Why is your voice deeper than mine?
Why is your voice so high?
Hey, I thought you said we weren't supposed to play with these lead and frozen figures.
We'll see you next time.